Hello everyone. I'm going to welcome you all in the first part of health education and community pharmacy. Actually, it's an introduction also. So we'll see what is exactly the health education and community pharmacy definition for this, and we'll start the first topic, that is concept of health, which has been prepared by myself, Arif Khan, Assistant Professor, Institute of Pharmacy, Diploma, Azam Campus, Camp, Pune. Welcome in this first part of this concept of health. So it's an introduction also. So we'll see first what is health education and what is community pharmacy. These are two different parts. So we'll see accordingly definition of both. So as far as the health education is concerned, health education is a basic process of giving an information about the health to motivate the peoples in systematic manner to follow the methodology for the protection and promotion of the health of an individual, their families, and the communities. It means that overall, the health education is nothing but what? It's a basic process of giving an information about the health. It's called as health education. And for what purpose we are giving the health education? To motivate the people in systematic manner. The information given should be in a systematic manner to follow what? Methodology. For what? Protection and promotion of the health of individual, and we have to focus on their families also, and the health education again to be focused on the communities also. Okay, there are less chances of the diseases in the community which is educated about the health and hygiene. It means that if the community is educated about the health and hygiene, there are less chances of the disease in that particular community. So that's why our motto is that to educate the peoples, to educate the society. The next part, that is the community pharmacy. Community pharmacy is nothing but what? It denotes the it's a center for the public health, or the community pharmacy denotes the pharmacy services in the community and center for the public health or general health. It means that these are particularly the centers through which the healthcare measures are to be provided to the general public. So these are the channels, or we can say these are the centers, and health education is a process of giving an information. So there is a difference as well as between these two, health education and community pharmacy. Next, we are going to see what is concept of health. Now in the concept of health, first we see the definition of the health. So as far as the WHO is defined about the health is a state of complete physical, mental and social well-being, and not merely an absence of a disease or infirmity. It means that it's a combination of a perfect balance of the physical, mental and the social well-being, the state of complete well-being of all these three. Okay, and not merely anyone saying that is his absence of free from diseases, so is healthy, we cannot say. So dimensions of health, that's why these three are three dimensions of the health, which are most important one: physical dimension, mental dimension and social dimension. So we have to judge the health in aspect of these three dimensions, status of the health in aspect of these three dimensions. And other again dimensions are there, which include the spiritual, emotional, vocational and political dimensions. So these are actually least important, but they are again belonging to or decides the health of an individual. Now next, so I already told you that there is a balance of all these dimensions, on wellness of all these dimensions in order to achieve an health, or in order to achieve a good health. So these dimensions include the physical, emotional, intellectual dimensions, spiritual, social, occupational dimension and environmental dimensions. And wellness of all these and a combination of all these will be impart a good health, or will be give the good health. So we'll see first the physical dimension, or in terms of physical health, that physical dimension or physical health. So about the definition of the physical health is a perfect functioning of the body, and it includes the biological health also. Biological health is one part of the physical health. So biological health, it's a state in which every cell and every organ of the body is functioning properly. It means that if it is going to be biologically healthy, person become a physically healthy, or physical health will depend on the biological health, we can say that. Okay, so every state, every cell and every organs to be functioning properly. How one can judge the person is physically healthy? So that is basis on the basis of science of physical health. One can judge the physical state or physical health of the person. So these are some of the signs of physically healthy person in each: good complexion, clean skin, bright eyes, lustrous hair, well clothed, firm flesh, clean breath, good appetite, sound sleep, regular activity of the bowel and a bladder, smooth and easy coordination of the movement. So all these are actually the sign and symptoms of the physically healthy person, as well as all the organs, including the organs of the special senses. We know senses organs are normal in size and normal in functions. Then again, it will be a physically healthy. Again, some of the biological parameters are there, or physical parameters are there, on which basis one can say that the person is physically healthy. It includes the pulse rate, blood pressure, body weight, are all in the normal limit, should be in the normal limits depending on the age, sex of an individual. So if all these are normal, and so in these are all the aspects to judge the person is physically healthy or not, or these are the signs and symptoms on which basis one can say the person is physically healthy or not. Next is the mental health. So next dimension we are going to see, that is mental dimension, or is called as mental health. So dealing with that, first we see what is the definition of the mental health. So it's a state of balance between the individual and the surrounding world, including the environment. If the person is able to balance between himself, between that particular individual and the surrounding world, what is going to be occurring in the surrounding world, he is aware and he can balance between these two, so the person is mentally healthy. And if the person is not able to balance, then person is mentally unhealthy. So there are some of the characteristics of the mentally healthy persons includes that first, mentally healthy individual is free from internal conflicts. There is no internal thinking, there is no say much of the thinking taking place inside this mentally healthy person. He is free from internal conflicts, no confusions and all. Next, he is well adjusted with the surrounding. Definitely the balance, one can balance between the individual and the surrounding, then a person is mentally healthy. So he is well adjusted depending on the changes in the environment. He can change himself and adopt himself or adjust himself. So he will adjust with the surrounding. Next, he searches for identity and has a strong sense of self-esteem, will have self-respect. Okay, and he searches for his identity, that the person is mentally healthy. He knows his need, problems and goals. It means that a person is mentally healthy. He has a good self-control. He can control himself properly. He faces a problem and tries to solve them intelligently. So then again we can say that the person is mentally healthy. He is satisfied, happy and calm and cheerful. Depending on the situation, he is being satisfied, or he will be happy, he will be calm, he will be cheerful. That depends on the situation, and if it is going to be occur, then the person we are calling this, that is a mentally healthy person. Next, take his own decision. One can take his own decision. If it is not taking, he is not mentally healthy. Next, firm determination and self-confidence. That is again the most important parameter now to show the person is mentally healthy. And he understands the problem and emotions and needs of the other. That is again the most important thing. So all these are the signs and symptoms of the mentally healthy person. Next, we see the type of mental illness. If this person or any person not showing all these symptoms or any of the symptom or any of the sign, then the person is mentally ill. And mentally illness are of these types: psychosis, schizophrenia and the depression. So psychosis, what is psychosis? It's a marked impairment in the behavior. Okay, there is a change in behavior. Delusion, it includes the delusion, false feeling will be there, and hallucination, feeling of the false wonder by the patient. So that depends, all these feeling will be shown by psychosis, or psychosis include all these things. Okay, next is the schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is a complete mental illness. We are calling this a second type of the mental illness, schizophrenia. Disturbed thinking, emotional withdrawal from the surrounding. Person will be emotionally withdrawal. He will be having a much of internal conflicts and will think itself only, will think within themselves, or he is involving himself only. He is completely unaware with the surrounding, what is going on in the surrounding. So he is not able to balance between the surrounding. So schizophrenia. Next, depression. Depression means feeling of the severe misery. Misery means it's a deep unhappiness, feeling of deep unhappiness, then apathy, then hopelessness, and the lack of the decision power and loss of appetite. So all these will be shown by the depression, or the patient showing in the depression. The person got suffer from depression will show these types of symptoms, or this is one of the type of mental illness. Next, social dimension. So social dimension means how the person is getting involving into the community or in the society, how which type of behavior he's showing, or how the extent of involvement in the with the surrounding or with the community. So as far as the social dimension or social health, we are saying that defined as a quality and a quantity of an individual with the interpersonalities and the extent of involvement with the community. As I told, how the person is getting involved in the society, is happily involving, how is serving the society, all these things will be and how is behaving in the society. Okay, all these showing its quality and quantity of an individual to behave with the society or involving into the community. That indicate the social dimensions. So social well-being implies the harmony, integration within an individual, between each individual and other members of the society, between the individual and other world in which they are living. So all these will give the implies the harmony and the happiness and all these things. If the person showing social dimension, socially healthy, then will involve with a good quality with the surrounding, with the society. Next, the spiritual dimension. Spiritual means to do something, to do better. So all these, it's a connecting link between the physiology and the psychology. So definitely psychology will depend on the physiology, and both of these, a link between these is called a spiritual dimension. It includes the integrity, principle of the individual, ethics of an individual, and the purpose of life, and the commitment to some other higher being. If the person is spiritually healthy, will give the commitment to the some other higher being, that yes, I will do this. Okay, and he has a own principle, integrity and ethics, and he know the purpose of his life. All these things are clear, then the person we are calling, the person is spiritually healthy and the person has a spiritual dimension. Next, it is concerned with the spirit or soul, or is that the health which evokes the good spirit and right things and keep away from the bad activities. If the person is spiritually healthy, will keep himself away from the bad activity, will promote for the good activities and all these things. So body always guided by the soul. If the spiritual health is sound or good, then the bad thinking is away, controlled by the inner soul, and the person hesitate to do the bad things, will always promote himself for doing the good things. Okay, good habits. So this is all about the spiritual health. If all these things are there, then we can say that the person is spiritually healthy. Then emotional dimensions. Emotional dimension includes the emotional health or feelings. If the emotions of the persons are hurt, then he may develop anxiety, depression, or he may become a drug addict. That depend. It means that if depending on the situation, if the person showing or changing his own emotion, if something is going to be good happening, then the person is happy. Then something, some of the time he will get afraid. If doing somewhat wrong, himself will show or will feel guilty. And something showing a somewhat newer one, or something innovation or something exciting, so he is excited. So if all these, depending on the situation, if the person is showing all these emotions depending on the situation, and he can balance these, he can balance them, so then and then we are calling that the person is showing emotion dimension and person is emotionally healthy. Okay, and if anyone is being hurting to the particular person, then the emotions of the persons are hurt, and then he may develop an anxiety. Means he have some other feelings, and if he doesn't have any feeling and not changing depending on the situation, always having the same nature, either always guilty, always afraid, always angry, so in this case we are calling the person is not emotionally healthy. Then last dimension, last type of the health, that is called as vocational health or vocational dimension. So this is as far as we will define this one, with a better physical capacity and the quality of the work, it improve, and a feeling of the satisfaction and realization develop in an individual. If the person is having good quality or capacity to do the quality work, like for example any of the carpenter is there, like working, his carpenter is doing his work with the quality and capacity to do the quality work, then we are calling as vocational. Good painter, good carpenter, good skilled persons are like this. These are some other examples, and they are satisfied with their work, and they realize the development that has been realized into the individual. So all these things are, if it is there, then the person is vocationally healthy. So all this is all about the introduction of the health. We had seen the definition of the health and the concept of the health and all these dimensions of the health. So next part we'll see in the next time. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Thank you so much.